Welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is George Lovato, on call, outdoor chef. Did I do that perfect?
You got it. You got it. You nailed it.
Also hosting the Chasing the Flames. Second season starting, but let's talk about that first season.
Eight shows, tremendously good crew of guys, including your guys. We had a lot of fun making it. We built up almost 20,000 followers, almost 1 million views and viewers. The show has some legs to it now. We're going into season 2, and we at the end of the season we started selling advertising for season 2, and we were able to get Santa Fe Kia on, Morley Fletcher and his wife Sasha, as a sponsor for the show, in addition to our other sponsors. And we're very happy to have them on board. But we're most of all, what's going to be fun is we're going to do a series of evening shoots, which you will be invited to, of course, because I know you like to eat.
Well, that's a given. We're trying to get somebody to supply the food, because I know that I'm not an
you eat for 3.
I eat for 3, and I'm a quick eater. I kind of sneak in behind the scenes a little bit while y'all guys are out doing all the work.
I saw you stealing some food. Yeah, but I didn't.
But I'm an honest thief. I just want to let you know I am an honest thief.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure when. And then your wife caught me a few times, but after a while,
after you were off for a little while, you said, "Have you got anything to eat?" And I said, "Yeah," and I went and cooked something for you special, just so you wouldn't listen to your stomach growl all that time.
I tell you, let's talk about that first season. What did you learn from that first season?
Well, we learned several things having to do with the production itself. We thought it would save a lot of time and money to shoot 3 shows at a time. With your advice, we cut it down to 2, because 3 is a lot of cooks in one day. And your guys were getting tired standing, following the food with the camera and all that stuff.
Well, I think it was the heat. It didn't have nothing to do with it. When it's 100 degrees outside, you get kind of like you feel bad for those guys.
Well, you did that up at Connie Mack, and you told me, you said you're out there for 10, 12 hours. We're out there for 8 to 10 hours. And it's hard on everybody. So we're now heading into the fall, the cooler weather. We're going to do some night shoots, and we're going to upgrade the show, because all we're going to use in terms of proteins, with the exception of fish, are aged meats. So that's going to be aged beef, aged pork, aged chicken. We're going to elevate the protein a little bit, because it's not something you eat every day. But people need to understand that aged stuff cooks differently, way different, and it cooks way different outdoors. We're going to introduce a couple of new products, an Argentinian cross, or cruise is what they call it, our new triple threat. You're going to see us using that a lot, which is the only wood-fired grill, only wood-fired oven, only wood-fired smoker, all in one. And we've done some heat tests on it, and it cooks like a dream. It's fun to use. So you're going to see us using different appliances this year than we did last year. And I think you'll learn something more about wood-fired cooking, and actually how to temper gas. How do you use gas flame? We didn't get enough time to talk about that this past season, but we're going to go into that in depth. And we're going to give you, obviously you can get our recipes on chasingtheflames.com, but you're going to see more technique. You're going to see technique and recipe work together. And we're going to give you a lot more depth, a lot more that you'll be able to use in your outdoor cooking, your new lifestyle.
Well, one reason I had you on the show now, it's football season. And one of your episodes, was
Jeff.
It was Jeff, and it was tailgating. And speak on that. I know Jeff Symbiota, broadcaster of the year multiple times.
He's a legend.
And also the executive director of the New Mexico Bowl, and very successful, and 20th year coming up for his New Mexico Bowl. But that show, you had your chef on there, and just talk about. People are getting excited, because that's what's going to start happening, And even our conversation before we started today was, Michigan, people going up to Michigan, and
tailgating up there.
That's so. Speak on that behalf.
Yeah, tailgating has been elevated over the decades into somewhat of an art form. You get a reputation as a tailgater, whether your food's good, whether you can serve a lot of people, and it's a time to celebrate. Face it, it's a celebration of food, it's a celebration of sports. What goes together better than food and sports? And we're going to do a tailgating show at the Pit this year. And of course, we have to go talk to our friends. You are.
I know there's going to be a lot of people there, so I just didn't know if maybe I'm kind of I can't go through the line.
You have an open invitation to every single show and all the meals that we cook, because I know you like my cooking. So we're gonna do a tailgate, but we're gonna do one that's going to be elevated a little bit. We have a company out of Chicago that's going to supply these gourmet hot dogs and gourmet hamburgers. It's a special mixture.
Should I bring Chestnut in or what? Have a little competition right here?
Yeah, exactly.
See if I can hold my own against him.
And having this past season, having Chef Scott, my mentor, on was really a lot of fun, because all the students saw him in culinary school as this rock star kind of guy, and learning from him and having him on really was fun to see him have fun on the show cooking. It was fun cooking with him. But I'm going to invite him back when we tailgate. He's a wealth of knowledge on a number of things, and he was a lawyer before he was a chef. He's a very intelligent man, very well educated, went to some of the best schools in the country. But having him around is just, it's like I had explained that day. When I'm cooking now, I hear his voice in my head. George, don't do that. Pick up that single-use paper towel. Throw that away. Clean up your station. Da-da-da. I hear him, and I want him to come back for a tailgating party, because he'd be a blast to cook out there at the tailgate party. And we're going to take every man's kitchen. We're going to shorten it up a little bit modularly and set that up, and then we'll set up the triple threat. And we're going to do just a gourmet tailgate party that will knock your socks off. So don't eat the day before.
We're going to go to Evergard Roofing and
all right.
Top 10 plays of the week. You and also Chasing the Flames.
Right on, brother.
Does go this time. The throw is a good one, and that's going to get him. What a throw by the catcher. 2-1. Look to the air. Hit pretty well to left field. Back to
He lost it.
He looks up. It's gone.
Forget all that talk about small ball. That was a long ball, boy.
That was not small ball.
That just kept going.
That's in the right field, down the line.
That's a killer.
Into the corner.
That's a killer.
1-run score, 2-run score. Here comes the third run. The throw to the plate is not in time.
That hurts.
Ground ball up along third. Nice play by Cover. Goes to second one. Back to first. Dug out by Chambers. Cover. In the gap to right center field. No one's going to get this one. Picked up by the center fielder Jones. The throw in the second. They got him. What a play and what a tag. That's tough. Left field, that is. Back. It is gone. Sean Payne with the Sean Green, with a home run. Payne ran out of room. It's a home run to left for Green. And it's 1-0. the first baseman, throws in the third, and they got him. The second baseman making a great play. I said first baseman. Stumpy, the second baseman. Fly ball, that's hit well to right field. Back goes Ronaldo. It is gone.
Tear open the sky here. We got a home run in the first game, and now we've got one here in the second. This one was just tied up, and Carter Brown says goodbye.
ABA leading, but 2 runs on base, and that is drilled to left field, and this is going to be gone. Lou Cam touches them all, a 3-run blast. And all of a sudden, Inland Southwest with the lead. He's got the middle of the order coming up. Will Van Wheat, a 3-man. Will Van Wheat is grounded, and this is going to be a race to the bag, and he got him! How about that? What a play by the shortstop, Travis Curry. That's not even your third baseman.
No, and it doesn't matter how you get them. It matters that you get them, and that was some heads-up play because, I mean, almost always you're thinking,
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Welcome to Steve Davis Show. Special guest is George Lovato.
I get to come back.
Call. On call. Now I'm lost for words. No. Outdoor show. I tell you, George, we met, under adverse circumstances, and I want to thank you, first of all, for, listening to me, because I remember it vividly. We met at El Patron's and had a little afternoon conversation with some people, and I was eavesdropping. You were talking about your show that you were coming through and starting, and it fascinated me. And I'm not one with a lot of words and a lot of deals and deals. I remember we walked out, and I just said, "Look, maybe you might want to look and see what I have and see if this might interest you in anything." Well, long story short, it's been a great friendship, and you got your show. It's on public access. It's going to get better and bigger and things like that. But you got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere.
And what I appreciate about you is your humbleness to even go on public access. A lot of people won't do that. And what you found out, you researched it, and you had people look at it. It's a value to you. And
Certainly is.
And I have a loss of words to say how big that is to me, to we're a sports channel or whatever, but to be able to put your talent and put your things on the show and to see it move and as quickly and deal and ProView has a little effect on making that happen. Not a big effect, but it has a little bit of effect. And
You've had a big impact on the show, no question. I appreciate you to no end. The interesting thing is we did do a lot of research on public access, and I shared that data with you with our media consultant out in Beverly Hills, and he said it's the perfect demographic. What do sports people like? They like sports, they like food, and they like recreation. What do food people like? They like food, they like sports, they like recreation, in that order. So the demographic fit very well. But look at the emails I get from people that see it on Thursdays at 6 p.m. We probably clocked about 8,000 emails that we've received that have seen it here on your station. And it's interesting to note that it's got a local following. You know, the other day,
So you're becoming a celebrity? Is that what you're saying?
I actually walked in Smith's.
I don't know that your head can get much bigger, but I
got a melon head. Hey, it's already big. I was walking in Smith's. I had to go get a couple of ingredients. And this lady walked up to me, an elderly lady, and she says, "I've seen you before. Are you that chef?" And I said, "Which one?" Because I didn't know it was a good chef or a bad chef. And she said, "It's that Flame show." I said, "Yeah, that's me." And she goes, "Well, I like it." You know, she walked on. She didn't ask for my autograph. So, you know, it was kind of funny, but she saw it on 26. And I see that communication. It has had a big impact on us. We love working with your guys. Your guys are just tremendous. And, of course, I love working with you. We've struck up a great friendship. And I have... If you notice, I have a lot of confidence in your advice, because you've given me 3 things that you wanted me to do, and I've done all 3 of them studiously because it was good advice. And you know this business, you know how it works, and it's been a great experience for me. Truly has.
Well, I don't know that I'm the guy with the experience, but I just have ideas, and I'm always good at giving advice. But you actually made me. I was wondering when you were going to somebody was going to recognize it. That actually made me feel good right now. I mean, because a lot of people say, because that's how my show started. I mean, truthfully, it's funny, and I just already said this line. I thought, people were watching my show, and all my friends are athletic guys, so they're not going to watch Comcast. Okay, I mean, they're going to watch, Direct TV, or they're going to deal.
Sure.
And people were just coming up to me and saying, "Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing." And I'm like, so finally, I just out of curiosity, I said, "Well,
sure,
you don't have Direct TV." And they said, "Yeah, you're right." I said, "How did you know?" I said, "Because you're a sports guy, man." I go, "The only reason I have Comcast is because my show's on it." Okay. I'll be truthful about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then they said, "Well, and they've changed this since this, and this goes back 15 years. Is when you were in the hospital, they only had Comcast was at the.
That was it.
That was it, and they only had 16 channels, and my show was on that channel. And at that time, public access was running my show probably 3 times a day. So in other words, it was similar to your show.
Yeah.
I mean, you get 3 or 4. It's not like people have
just at 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock, you get it on Saturday. I watched it Saturday morning, I actually watched it on Sunday mornings. Okay, Sunday mornings I think at 10 o'clock. Okay, I watch your show because I get busy on Thursdays and don't see it, and I watched it on Thursday morning. Well, and so. That was where people were watching the Steve Davis show, was when they were in the hospital and they were tied up for 3 days, and they were just flipping
through the channels and
just trying
to
found you. And I don't know how many emails I got for just having my show on there, and it's grown from there. I mean, I don't push it, that's not what I'm about. I just do it because I enjoy it. I get to meet people like yourself. I get to do things, and
you've had some big stars on here. I mean, you've had a lot of notable people.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the next season.
All right, let's do it.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProV Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. We got George Lovato on call.
Don't sacrifice
Out
quality
George,
and
yeah.
flavor when
Boy, I tell
you're
you
in a
what, I
hurry.
butchered that the first time show, and I said I was not going to mess up this time. I didn't. I came through like a charm, but second episode is exciting. I mean, it just seems like there's momentum going. You know, you're getting sponsors, you're getting things. And by the way, how do you get to become a sponsor? Let's just start with that. I think that's critical.
Well, we've got right now we're talking to a couple of Fortune 500 companies for the national sponsorship. That'll be an annual sponsorship program. We'll feature them. We're talking to a few of them. We're really focusing right now on local businesses. We want to promote New Mexico, and I wanted to reach northern New Mexico, and I thought that Santa Fe Kia was really the best bite because they have so much punch in the northern New Mexico market, and I want to reach that market. I want to reach New Mexico. This is a New Mexico show, right? You know, filmed outdoors at my house in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and a lot of these recipes are some of my dad's recipes, and he was a norteño from Mora. So we want to reach that audience. We want to let them know we're here. We want to reach the South. You know, we want to do more stuff with chili. We're going to do that this season. I know you're not a real hot chili fan, but
well, I am. I'm all food.
I thought you told me you couldn't handle the hot stuff anymore.
No, hot stuff is right up my alley.
Okay, all right, we're going to bring the heat then, brother. We'll bring the
Well,
heat.
you know, you talk about audience. You brought an audience, and you know, speak on that behalf real quick. You put a lot of pressure on me. And, you know, I hope your back's not hurting carrying me through this production. So.
Well, it's funny. We produced a show several years ago called Just Ask George, and it's all about business, finance, and management in the modern age. And we thought it was dry subject matter, but 14 million views later and 1 million emails. We kept those email addresses, and later
you read
we had
every
a
one
show.
of them too.
At one point in time, I probably did see something on that email. But the interesting thing was, I went and cleaned up, got rid of the bad emails, and I told them I was going to come out with a new show, Chasing the Flames. Well, look what happened. The first 2 episodes, I mean, you know, the views just started popping like that, both on Instagram and on YouTube, where you could see them. You could see them on Chasing _ Flames on Instagram, and Chasing the Flames in my name at the end on YouTube. But we're really focusing on Instagram, and we regularly communicate with those now 900,000 or so emails that we scrubbed clean, and we reach out to them and we drive the show, we drive the traffic from that body into the show, as well as some other marketing techniques that we use to get it out there. But we're learning, we're learning this. This is advertising in the modern age has changed. It's not like television used to be. Television was the end all be all, right? At one point in time, you just got out there and got after it, got your content up on TV. Well, now it's different. We got your show. We're on Instagram. We signed a deal for distribution with Binge. That's the biggest.
Yeah, speaking on that, because that's very impressive.
Yeah, they Binge came to us and said, "Look, we're the perfect distributor for you. And I knew the people at Binge because of a engagement I had as a merchant banker and corporate finance consultant years ago out there in Beverly Hills when I turned a company around. And it was another distribution type platform, and I got to know those people at Binge, and I knew they were powerful. I knew they were powerful, but their reach is 1.5 billion households in this world. That's where they're at. When you go to Netflix, and I'm not putting Netflix down, I mean, I have an account, I watch it all the time, I was just watching it last night. When you have your Netflix account, you just get the same data, same reels over and over again. It's smart, and it's learning how you watch. Well, Binge is a little different. They have endless content, first of all. It's not limited. I mean, I don't know the exact number. I think they said something like 20 different pieces of collateral, 20 million different pieces of collateral that they've had the opportunity to distribute through their platform. But their deal is kind of neat because they take your show, they will market it to all the big networks and all the FAST channels, all the OTT channels, and then they sell the advertising for you, and then they give you a 50-50 split. So they saw Chasing the Flames. They got very excited about it. They like the characters that are on there. They said that adds a little more dimension to the show. We've got Buck and we've got BTP, and now we've got another one. We have Dieters on there. You'll never see him, okay? But he's now got a fan club. We got over 2,000 emails when he was on there because it was kind of a funny storyline. But Binge saw it and said, hey, we like the way the show works. We like the way it comes out. We like the personalities that you bring out in it and the fact that it's not another recipe show. It's really a how-to cook outdoor show. And they came back to us and said, we want your show. Here's what we're going to do. And we'd like all 8 shows. And then they're now marketing those shows to some of the big platforms for us as well. So we're not limited to just the Food Network or Paramount or Prime or something like that. They go out to all of them.
Well, you're also not just in New Mexico either. I mean, you're
Right.
you're on a national level, and I think your talent is well deserving of that. I said that from the first day I met you, listening to you speak, and with the energy and passion you have it. We have similarities. My passions to sports in high school and trying to promote these kids to a higher level. And I hate being the 48th and 49th, state and
in everything,
in everything when we have such great people here in the state of New Mexico.
Well, we tell people when the reel runs up front with all the credits, this is filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're proud of that. People, we're famous for the Balloon Fiesta. We're famous for Jeff's Bowl. And let me say something. It was nice having Jeff on the show. Sports legend. He's a New Mexico treasure.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a Hall of Famer, definitely.
Yeah.
That idea. But the thing, there's so many people like Jeff, okay?
Yeah.
And that's the exposure that I'm trying to get out there of all the great people,
right,
and coaches and administration. And
look at all the great personalities in sports we have here in New Mexico. Jeff being a legend, as you say, Hall of Famer. But we've got great people here. We just don't do a good enough job, I don't think, in telling the world about all those folks.
Well, we run out of time. We just do. But last thing? When does your second season start?
We are going to start filming the latter part of September, and we're going to. The weather's going to be cooler. It's going to be easier on the guys.
Well, George, thanks for coming on.
Hey, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.